May the whole world enjoy prosperity, happiness, and peace. May the whole world enjoy prosperity, happiness, and peace. Be blessed by the divine. Good morning to every one of you. You are given the life, you are given this life because you are strong enough to live it. And great sages, great scholars have also said, you are the architect of your life. You are the master of your own fate. You are behind the steering wheel of your life. Absolutely, there are no limitations except the limitation on our own mind. These are all the wordings of great experienced scholars. How to create our own life in a blissful manner. Maharishi has written 7 rules, has provided 7 rules to create our own blissful life. That's what we are going to discuss today. It was nicely said in Tamil, and the translation may not be the best translation, but I will be able to convey the meanings of it. Things to evaluate. What are the things we need to evaluate to have a blissful life? I think some 5 years before, when my wife went to USA for my daughter's delivery, I was here with my son for almost like 6 months. I had to prepare my meals for myself and for my son. Though there are friends who used to many times give some curry and few things. Even if I have to make lunch for me and my son, there are some plans which needs to be put in place. Otherwise, it will be a disaster, right? So the first one is things to evaluate. Whether should I prepare rice and sambar, or should I prepare chapati and with some kurma, or should I prepare a variety rice? So you have so many things, exactly the things to evaluate what I have to make it for lunch. So in our life also, what is to be done, that we are going to discuss in detail, right? Just for understanding, the first point is things to evaluate. Which one is good, which one is easy, what. Second one is things to analyze. So what I am analyzing, okay, sambar rice, I have a rice or not? Oh no, not enough rice. Okay, wheat flour is there or not? Okay, now I can make a chapati, or I have all the vegetables. So analyzing every option to see what I should do to make or to prepare my meals. And then things to realize and respect. Now, when I make my lunch, I also have to realize a couple of things and respect that laws. That means I don't want to make any meals with so much of oil or so much of fried things or so much of chemicals in it or junk food. No, I don't want it. I know I have certain valid principles, few laws, and I have to respect it when I make my food. So things to realize and respect are purely the principles or laws or what you want to imply or what you want to apply. Things to combine. Then I need to write a procedure. How to start, where to start, and what is first, what is second. Even if I make a sambar, oh, tomato, you can put it last while boiling. And beans, you have to put it first. So you need to write a clear-cut procedure before you make a simple meal. Things to develop. Now I need to develop some skills for it. Earlier days, even I did not know. I was suffering to even make a rice. Sometimes water is more, or water is clearly, everything is clearly told by my wife to me. How much water you should take, what measurement you have to consider, how much rice, everything is fantastic from her side. But when I make, even if she didn't talk about the flame. So even if flame is little bit more or little bit less, the rice will not be rice and it will be like with liquid or, then it's not nice. It's not a nice product then. So you have to develop some skills, how to cut onion, how to cut vegetable, how to peel off, all those things I need to develop. So life also, blissful living, I need to develop certain skills. So what skills I need to develop? things to use. Now I develop something and now I have something, I have planned something, I have to put into practice. I have to put into implementation. So how I am living, that is what things to use, how I have to live, and things to clean up and correct. So I always, even to make a meal, always some waste are coming. I have it's a good habit or bad habit, but whenever something is utensils used, immediately I wash it and put it there. I don't want to accumulate it. So you can clean it up at the last, or you can correct it as and when you go there. So all these things are the seventh step. Unless we do it, we will not be able to progress in our life. So simple, looks very simple, but for a blissful life, we need to very precisely follow what Maharishi is talking about under each category, right? Each steps. Now, these steps are not for us to write an exam or just to know, oh, how great Maharishi is, how well thought about this particular blissful living. No, we need to apply all that in our daily life. Whatever problem, challenges we have in front of us, anything, son is always in the mobile, or my partner doesn't have love, or he is always after money, but there is no love in him, or there is no kindness within him. It could be any issue, we should be able to apply all those 7 rules to make it blissful. That is the purpose of Maharishi's knowledge on this particular topic. Now, things to evaluate. Before I start evaluating what lunch I need to prepare, sambar, rice, or whatever it is, first I need to know what for I have to eat, what for I am living, what is the basic purpose of life. This is the fundamental fundamental foundation for our life. If that foundation is weak, anything I built on the foundation can collapse anytime. So anything I can build if my foundation is strong. What is the foundation? What for I am living first? What is the purpose of my life? So the purpose of life, I should know very well, means I should remember all the time. Anything I do against my purpose of life, it is going to give me trouble. Anything in line with my purpose of birth, sure I progress in my life. I always enjoy the bliss. So purpose of life, I need to know. Now, what is the purpose of life? We all know that, and Maharishi has written a poem in Tamil, and it is translated here. What do I need? Why? What are the results of getting it? Okay, what do I need? Well, I need lunch now. Okay, why I need lunch? And what are the results of getting it? If I get lunch, if I get my meals, then what is the result of it? Why I am born? Where is my end? Where I am going? In what method I should live a life in this world? In what method? Okay, what rice I use it, what vegetable I use it. Similarly, I have to follow some method. There are so many scriptures, so many stories, so many religious advices. The problem is we have so many, and we are not able to follow step by step, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, things like that. So here I need to know, I have to somehow attach myself to one of the way, one of the path. There are, even in yoga, you have many karma yoga, jnana yoga, bhakti yoga, raja yoga. So you have to follow one certain path. And this is where Maharishi says in this poem, you have to attach it. Actually, the word he says, attach. Where is it saying attach? Yammurai patli valvadu. In Tamil, in English, you have to get hold of one path and follow the path. There are many people who are into that spiritual organization, other organization, they jump here and there, and nothing is strictly or 100% fully followed by some people. So let us decide which path I need to follow, and that is the best way. Spiritual path is a way for a blissful life by realizing the ways for such questions. Unless I know answer for all those questions, my path need not be the right one. And Sky, we all know that it is an art of leading a blissful life in awareness state at all times. So that's what he says in that. Okay, now things to evaluate. We all know that the purpose of my life is to achieve divine realization. That means, what is divine realization? Whatever I see, wherever, whatever there, whatever I see, everything is of the manifestation of divinity. I can see the manifestation of divinity in each and everything, in everyone, every living being, everywhere, every time. If I can have that realization, purpose of birth is achieved. But to achieve that purpose, I need something, basic needs are required. So I need food, I need shelter, I need to protect myself from the climate. I have some waste produced in my body. Maharishi says there are 16 waste. So I should have facility to remove all those, eliminate all those waste. So there are some basic needs, and I want that need to be satisfied in a particular way, right? So needs are there, wants are there, and then what I need to achieve my purpose of birth. Maharishi also has given 5 basic things. Good health. Without health, I can't achieve the purpose. So health is the fundamental base platform on which I need to perform my duty. I need to perform my action to achieve the purpose of birth. And a long life. Why long life? So that I purify myself. I realize the purpose of birth, and then I make myself useful for the society, right? So long life, prosperity, and not only that, if I am not living for the stipulated time frame, then that genes is going to my children as well. So it is not that I can kill myself at the age of 35. No. So long life, because it goes to generations. Prosperity is not just earning wealth. Maharishi, there is no equivalent word for that Tamil word actually. Nirai Selvam. Now, for example, I don't know, I always get this example. I have a leg pain. I need a very good doctor, and that doctor should diagnose the problem very well. And I should get out of that issue immediately within 24 hours. Then I have prosperity. So prosperity means whatever I need, whenever I need, wherever I need, however I need, in all I should get it whenever I need it. That's all. In fact, Maharishi's principle, sometimes we all earn and save money. He says, when I need it, nature will provide me. That's it. Why I have to keep money? Maharishi, in 2 days, he has to travel to Delhi to conduct a class there from Chennai, and he did not have money to book the train ticket. Just 1 day before he got the ticket, and then somebody went there and got the ticket, and he doesn't have food for that next day's meals also. That was the condition, but he never aimed to earn money or save money and things like that. Actually, that is the real meaning of prosperity. Prosperity means whenever I need, how much I need, through whom I should get it, everything falls in place. Okay. And then fame, name and fame. We all want it, right? Name and fame and wisdom, right? To know what is right and what is wrong, and to follow what is right, not what I want or not what I like, right? So that is called wisdom. So these 5 things are essential for us to have in a life so that I enjoy a blissful life. But there is a problem here, needs and wants. There are 2 words, needs and wants. I have to communicate to my parents. I need a telephone, right? But whether I need a smartphone or I need an iPhone with everything like a computer with so many other features. So want is like that with luxury, or it could be. And need is, what is the purpose of a phone? Okay, I can achieve it or not. That is a need. And when we evaluate things, we should not, means those things should not conflict with each other, should not contradict with each other. That means, for example, I want to reduce my weight, not me, I'm saying, I want to reduce my weight. Now, but I can't, yeah, my need is, I want to reduce my weight. Want is, no, don't talk about meals. How many idlis I will take? Don't talk about reducing my quantity of my food, meals, like that. Now there is a conflict. Need is, I want to reduce weight, but want is, I will not cut down my meals. Is a problem here. So there is a conflict here. Things will never work. So we have so many things in our life like it. If we introspect ourselves, wherever, what is my need? What is my want? Is it same in one line, or is there a conflict, right? So that is things to evaluate. Now things to analyze. So analyze is chapati or rice or what I can prepare for my meals, right? Always, ladies, we have to really appreciate them. The previous day itself, they will think what breakfast you want, what lunch I should make for you, and whether, all those questions. And it will be, and that too, my wife used to always ask at the time of going to bed. I always say, no, don't discuss this at the time of sleeping. And don't even do any analysis. Don't even ask your mind to think about it. What food I can make tomorrow. Discuss this. Let's discuss this at dinner time to decide what is for tomorrow, right? So things to analyze. What are the circumstances now for me in this life? What is a circumstance? Okay, my partner is having a problem. He doesn't care about his health, for example. Or my son, he is average in his studies, or he is excellent in his studies, but the behavior, attitude, or character, I feel something is not good. He gets angry, he's short-tempered, or whatever. What is my current circumstances in my life, and what are the opportunities available to fix that, to achieve what I want in my life, right? Things to analyze. So I need to analyze all those things. And Einstein said, in the middle of difficulty lies opportunity. So God has given us some difficulty, some challenges. If I want to live a life without difficulty, my return date is fixed on my return ticket there. So definitely challenges should be there. We have to have problems to avoid big problem. So now in the middle of challenges, there is an opportunity. We have to identify that opportunity, use that as a stepping stone to progress in our life. So what are the circumstances and what are the opportunities? Really, we need to analyze that, right? I want to make a lunch for myself. Now, circumstances, oh, onion is not there. Only one vegetable is there. And rice, yeah, rice is there. Okay, what are the opportunities now? I have wheat flour, I have this, I have that. Oh, okay, forget about this. Let's make this. So, or there is a shop here. If I phone and then they will deliver the goods, wow, opportunities, everything is available. Now I choose based on some other parameters what I have to make for my meals, right? So circumstances and opportunities we need to analyze at the second step. Third step, things to realize and respect. This is what I said when I make a sambar. There are certain principles I have to follow, right? No less oil or no oil, and for dinner, light food. Lunch, okay, you can take a heavy food, no issue at all. I don't want to make a puri for dinner, but I can make a puri for morning breakfast, absolutely fine. So there are certain principles we have to realize it, and we have to respect that so that I follow as per those realizations, right? So the basic thing in our life to have a blissful life is law of nature. In fact, laws of nature. I should always realize these laws of nature, how nature is working, and I have to respect that laws. If I have to fight against the laws of nature, only I will fail. Without fighting at the same time. See, there are people, they always say that you go with the flow. Water is flowing that direction, you swim in that direction. I'm sorry, I become slave to the life. I become slave to my fate or destiny. Sixth sense is given to us to design my life according to my wish. For that, you have to go against the flow. Absolutely, you have to go against the flow on many occasions, but not with fighting. Without fighting, I need to see where I have to go, why the water is going this direction. Now, how can I cross it and go there without fighting? No, that is what is important. So the law of nature, everything, whatever happens around us, it is happening with a perfect order. There is no single flaw, either now or in future, absolutely no flaw in it. First, I have to understand whatever has been happening around me, it is happening in perfect order. I have to just accept the people as they are, accept the situation as it is. No question of any different opinion on this, respecting the laws of nature. No fault finding, no focusing on negativity. God has given us this opportunity so that I learn something from this problem or this negativity. How can I move forward? So laws of nature, I have to realize it and I have to respect it. He has written don't worry about the second one. You will see what is the second one. Before that, I want you to think about this poem. Maharishi has written a poem. I never forget this poem because such a meaning is there in this poem. Whenever something happens against us, we have to remember this, right? I think I have shared Maharishi's experience. He was running a big business industry. He was having 2 cars, and so many people are working for him. and it went lost, and the government took everything, and he was on the roads, on the streets. And one lady who saw Maharishi when he was rich came back to that particular village after 6 months. By the time everything is lost, and somebody said, no, no, he is at the extreme, outside of the city, outside of that village, where government lands are there. He is staying there. That is what people have told her. So that lady went there to see him with a big anxiety to see why, how come it is, how business is, why all that. And the moment he saw Maharishi, he was so, worried and telling, oh, what happened? Why it happened? How can it happen? All that. Maharishi said, no, no, no. Why you are tensed? No, no. The divinity has shifted something from me now to somebody else. Divinity provided something. Now it shifted some that whatever the divinity provided to somebody else. Why you are tensed? Why you are bothered? Such a very, what we can never think like that. But he is answering like that, and he is like that. So in this poem, what the poem says, nature is a great player, mega player, for whom all living beings in this world are pawns. He can do anything with us. It can uproot anyone. It can shift to any location. It can even destroy into pieces. He was so great. Now he's on the roads, right? Or it can be graceful also. No one is born in this world to say that what nature is doing is wrong. But we say this very often. There are some people always shares you the good things. I was with one Pandit. Okay, so he is not into our spiritual forum, but he is following his own way of spirituality. So when I was discussing with him, we used to discuss at length about, I used to share Maharishi's concept, and I used to find out from him also what he thinks, why he does it, or what he does it, and things like that. And I used to compare it without Maharishi's knowledge, how he's thinking and how he is doing it, and how I am thinking it, and with Maharishi's knowledge, what is the difference between the two, and things like that. And when I discussed about the law of nature and things like that, he said, for example, somebody fell down from a bike on the road. You saw on the road, and you're going on the road in a bike or a car, and somebody falls down, and something hit there, and blood is coming in. And we immediately say, oh my God, ayo, like that we say, right? Ayo, pavam, ayo, oh my God. Even that is an insult to the divinity. In this meaning, he said some word, okay? Means even saying, oh my God, oh, that itself is, we are disrespecting the divine's work. Divine is doing everything in perfect order. He is supposed to fall down. He is supposed to break his hand. That is the law of nature. How can I find a fault in that? Of course, it shows our kindness. It shows our compassion. It shows our love. We can help them. We can immediately rush to the spot to provide whatever help required, but not at the cost of insulting the divinity. See the degree of understanding about life. That is what Maharishi says here. We have to realize what nature is doing, and we can't find fault whatever has been going around us, right? But we have so many faults. So many things we always find fault, whether the sun is hot, or too hot nowadays, and it is sweating. And if it is cool, oh my God, this is too. We always live with 80-70% with compliance. How can we progress in life? If I don't have any complaint against anything or anyone or any situation, definitely my thought will become more powerful and more powerful. Whatever I think, it will start happening. But I need to make myself like that, right? Okay. And there is another poem also he has written. I have said so many classes this particular poem, and the patience only group is simply based on this particular 2-line poem. This triggered that thought, nothing else actually. What he says here, one should realize the law of nature, and then one should accept the law of nature. Yes, he has to fall down, and now I have to respect the law of nature, that yes, he fell down. I can't complain to anyone. Even I can't complain that boy Why you are not careful? Why you didn't go? Why you went for very fast? Why you didn't put helmet? Sorry, nature did everything as per karma. Simple, right? So one should realize, accept, and respect the laws of nature. If we can do that, we get three things: success in all our efforts, complete peace. Not peace is there between 8 o'clock to 9 o'clock and 9 1 I get angry. No, complete peace and eternal happiness. Even if I get a disease, I am happy. So eternal happiness, infinite happiness. It simply means bliss, right? So if I have to get all my effort to be achieved and complete peace and also eternal happiness, what else is required for our life? So if I have to get it, I have to realize, accept, respect the laws of nature. Now, things to realize and respect, as I said, perfect order and cause and effect theory. This is where we need to apply this particular rule 3. Rule 3 says you have to realize and respect the laws of nature. That means what the pain I am suffering now, what are the difficulties I have now, what are the issues I am facing in front of me, all are because of my past actions, past karma. What I do today decide my future. If I can have this understanding and if I can respect what is happening, now I will think, if I do this, this will happen. Should I do it or not? That is called constant awareness and doing things by knowing the effect of it. Even I can do some bad things, but I know what is the result if I do it, perfect. Because there is no regret after I do anything, right? Because I know the consequence. And knowing the consequence, I am doing it. So the cause and effect theory, we have to remember it and we have to change ourselves in accordance with this particular law of nature, cause and effect, right? Okay, now things to combine. So things to evaluate, things to analyze, circumstances and opportunities, and things to realize and respect. Now the fourth is things to compile. Compile is nothing but what I should do, what I should not do. The procedure, what I am supposed to do, what I am not supposed to do. So the way, what is the way to live my life and what actions I have to take. It is like a Laddu Maharishi has given so beautifully after designing. My God, it is amazing how Maharishi is able to not only he understand, he apply, but he shared everything, whatever he knows to us. Really, we are blessed to what level? Highest level, right? So what I should do? Morality, duty, charity. Very simple. I don't think anybody can simplify the way of life, the art of living, much simpler than these three rules, three things, right? Morality means no, don't take pain, don't give pain. Don't give pain, don't take pain. Either mentally or physically or now or future, anything. Don't give pain, don't take pain. That's it. Duty, I have to perform my duty. Duty to myself, duty to my family, duty to my relatives and friends, and duty to the place where I live, duty to the entire world. All these 5 duties ought to be done without conflicting each other, right? And as per that priority, what Maharishi has given it. So duty and charity, to the extent possible, I will help others. I will try to remove the pain of others, right? Whatever best possible way, either in terms of money or in terms of my intellect or consciousness or my ideas or my energy, whatever way it is possible, we should do that. So that is the way to live. So even if I make a lunch, or even if my partner is not taking care of his health, anything I am going to do to fix the problem, I have to live as per these 3 rules, right? And actions to be taken. But here is a problem also says, yeah, you should not get angry, but you will get angry. No one have a plan to decide, no, tomorrow 8:30, I will fight with my wife. No such plan by anyone. But unfortunately, it comes right before that, or the minute after I decide, I can get angry. So there is a problem. Man is struggling between habit and wisdom. One, he knows that anger is bad, but the habit is making him to get emotional disturbance, emotional outburst. So he knows many things, but he has to overcome it For that, two things are required: willpower. To improve the willpower, you have to do lot more silence and more practice of meditation. These two, okay, there are so many ways, but these two will improve our willpower. And our mind frequency has to be low. If my frequency is high, even if I have a willpower, I may end up like a villain in a movie doing nonsense. So frequency has to be low. At the same time, I have to have enough willpower to implement what I know what is right? Actions to be taken. For example, somebody is having a sugar problem or health issue, then what we should do? Health problem means exercise is must, food is must, sleep is must. But if I do something opposite to that, then there is a problem. So the one where I do more, see, we bless somebody, but after blessing, after the meditation in daytime, I criticize him and I share with my friends that fellow is idiot. Then what happens? The one which is more strong, that will take place. Not when I bless, not the one what I criticize, that will happen, right? So that we need to understand. Things to compile is simply what I should do, how I should do. That's all. And things to develop. Now I have to develop my skills. What are the skills which are required to be a blissful life, to enjoy a blissful life? If there is a plenty of time, definitely I may ask to think what skills I should develop for a minute. Then really we go to our subconscious mind. Maybe we can pause for a minute. I just request you to think, what are the things I should develop myself? I think you might have seen one word is fine. And anything else I should work on to develop myself to have a blissful life. Think on that for a minute and then share it your point. And then let's see what Maharishi says. So what a beautiful exercise it will be, right? And I do like that. Even if I read a book and if such question comes, then I will close the book, think for a minute, what Maharishi would have thought. What would be Maharishi's response for this question? What I should develop? Immediately I will think, I should eat well and look nice, beautiful. Yeah, fine. What else I should develop? So unless we think like that, we will not be able to find the solution for our problems in our life. We have to really, that thinking ability is most important to take every decision in my life. Every minute we take decision, right? Tolerance, adjustment, compromise, patience. Very nice. Excellent. What other skills? I don't know. These answers are there. Let's see. Tolerance, understanding the nature. Excellent. Great. What else? What other skills I need to develop? The first is the physical strength. First, I have to develop myself so that I am healthy. No health issues. Without health, if I have a health issue, I can't perform. What Maharishi says, right? There are 5 things with respect to our life, and with respect to the physical strength, there are 5 things Maharishi has given, right? We all know that the Kayakalpa theory. So if I have to have enough physical strength, my physical body is made up of cells. Every cell have to work properly. If every cell has to work properly, 5 circulations are important. In order to make sure all 5 circulations are proper, I have to do physical exercise. And the most important thing is the vital fluid, because that is holding my life force particle. The quantity and quality of my life force particle depends on quantity and quality of vital fluid, sexual vital fluid. So the quantity and quality of vital fluid is most important for my not only physical strength, not only in this life, even for next generations, right? So vital fluid is most important, and Kayakalpa helps to thicken the vital fluid. And why vital fluid is important? Because it is holding the life force. So the life force particles are basically the spirit which is making me alive in this world. Energy, right? So life force particle. The more higher the number of Akash particle or life force particle, I am more dynamic, more energetic, right? And That life force particle produces magnetism. That is called biomagnetism in my body. And that is a fundamental energy for my living. And that is my immunity power. And that stores everything. And that decides my personality. That decides my pleasure and pain in my life. Not only now, even for future. That stores everything about Muthu's life, my biomagnetism. So the quality of biomagnetism is as important as quantity of biomagnetism, and both we have to take care of it. Otherwise, my life is going to be, miserable, right? And mind is nothing but another transformation of biomagnetism. As far as mind is concerned, I have to think, how can I reduce my mind frequency always below 40? And I should avoid how I don't make my mind to get emotional. Once I become emotional, then all that 6 temperaments will come: greedy, too much, greedy, anger, immoral sexual passion, inferiority, superiority complex, vengeance, and miserliness, or too much attachment. All those 6 things, if any of that comes in, I do 6 cardinal major sins like lie, theft, murder. All those 5 sins are coming. So it is going to be a sin after sin after sin. So these 5 things, if I can take care of it, my physical strength is always good and I am healthy. In order to make my biomagnetism proper in quality and quantity, I have to follow moderation in 5, which you all know. Moderation in 5: earth, solid, earth, solid, liquid, heat, air, akash, right? I have to follow moderation in these 5. Am I right? No, sir. Okay. You are all there, right? Very nice. Yeah. Moderation in 5 means food, work, rest, sex, and thought force. So in these 5, I have to follow limit and method, right? Unless I follow that, my biomagnetism will be poor in quality and less in quantity. It is making my life miserable. So these 5 things we need to take care of to make our physical strength. Now there comes mental strength and intellect, wisdom. So what is, see, Maharishi has beautifully analyzed. We don't need to do any research on that. Blindly follow what he is giving it, right? Physically, he has identified 5 things to give to develop our skills. What college is required? What lecture is required? If we know these 2, physically, mentally, intellectually. He has given intellectually, what should we do? Meditation. Why meditation? So that the frequency is less and willpower is more. 2 things we are achieving by meditation. Willpower, I need more willpower. And I have to keep my frequency low. Then only I know what is right and what is wrong and what should I do. Intuition, I will come to know what my God wants me to do it in that situation. So meditation and introspection. The difference between introspection and meditation, very simple. Introspection gives you the direction for your life. Should I eat chapati or should I eat puri or should I eat idli now? Dinner, all 3 are available. What should I eat? Simple. Introspection gives you that. Meditation need not give all the time. May give sometimes, but not all the time. Introspection is nothing but analyzing positive, negative, consequence of both. Which is more positive, I have to take it. Less negative, I have to take it. More negative, less positive, throw it. So introspection gives you the direction for our life. Meditation helps you to implement that wisdom, that knowledge to put into practice, right? And we always have to develop our intellect from the level of faith to the understanding. And the moment I understand, I have to put into practice, I have to reach perfection. Unless whatever I do from morning to night, where is my consciousness? Where is my intellect? My intellect, is it working based on faith? I brush my teeth, or based on understanding, I brush my teeth, or now brushing my teeth, I reach perfection in the sense 100% what I'm supposed to do, I do it. I know exercise just because my teacher told I do exercise, faith. Now I know why I have to do hand exercise and why I have to keep it and take 4 breaths there. Now I know I do it. If I do it perfect and if I enjoy the benefit of doing exercise, I reach the stage of perfection in exercise. Like that, everything I do, I have to reach the stage of perfection. Nobody can find fault on it, right? When I first went for my first job to Uttar Pradesh in 1988, after my college, and my boss, one Mr. Ramani, he is no more now, and he was the one who interviewed me and took from the campus, out of campus interview, and after all the initial, I was having 2 years training period, graduate engineer training, something like that, right? So I become very close to him. So we used to go to his house, and we used to go to his kitchen. When his wife is also there, we become he is so friendly, not we. They are so friendly. And if we want something, we will not ask. We will open the box and start eating and all, right? It's North India, and only if they show us idli, we can see the idli, right? Otherwise, no idli in our hostels and all that. So I asked him, sir, if you have to tell me in my work, tell me one advice, I will follow it throughout my life. Tell me, sir, what advice you would like to give me. I asked him one day, I don't know, something happened to me. I asked him, he said, whatever you do, nobody should find fault it. That's it. That's more than enough to succeed in career. And I have been following it up, and I have realized the benefit of that. Anything I do, I don't want to make, even if I don't do it, it is fine for me. In my office also, there are many people working, right, for me. And I always tell them, I have no problem if you don't do also. Tell me, sir, I can't complete this work by tomorrow. No issue at all. But whatever you do, I should not find any mistake. Do it perfect. And you can make mistakes. I have no problem. But it should not happen second time or third time or fourth time. Then I get angry. So, that is first faith, understanding. That is a third stage of perfection. If we can follow, even if my wife asked me to fold the bed sheet, and you can see how I folded it. And my son used to ask, why you have to fold it so nicely? It is just going to be there on the bed, and I will come there. I will disturb. No problem. Fine. You disturb it. It's okay. But I want to do like that. As simple as that, right? So if we can follow that, we are reaching the qualities of divine in everything. Then really things will be blissful. Even if you make a tea, the best tea in this world, nothing can be better than that, right? So let us try to develop the skills from faith to understanding. We know so many things. Are we following all that to make it perfect? Let's slowly, one by one, if we can implement it, that would be great. Okay, now we have only another 15 minutes. Things to use. Now I know what I have developed. I know the procedure. Now I have to put into practice. I have to use it. So what I have to use it? I have only 3 things to use. Nothing else. I can always use only these 3 from my side. One is the thought. The second is how I speak. And the third is how I do it with my hand, leg, or whatever. Right? So I have to put into practice using these 3: thought, words, deeds. All these 3 should be carefully handled. My thought, my words, my actions, my deeds. And how I have to, the Maharishi has given not only that how you use it, what are the things you should use it? He also said how you should use it. Means how I should use thought, word, deed. 2 things: awareness and continuous effort, perseverance. You have to be always in awareness state. Oh, what word I am going to talk now? What I am going to do? What is in my mind now? No. Be in, Maharishi says, constant awareness. All the time, it has to be constant. You should not sleep for 1 minute. Finished. I'm out. So constant awareness and continuous effort. Oh, I did it, but it did not come. I'm not able to do Maharasana. Okay, do it again, do it again, do it again. Continuous effort is must. Things to use: awareness, perseverance, thought, word, deed. Let's remember that. Things to clean up. This is where we can progress ourselves by correcting ourselves. We do mistakes. To err is human. We always make mistakes. Absolutely nice. No problem for making a mistake. But I have to know what mistake I did it. I have to correct it, right? Corrective action is required. Then only I change. Sublimation. Sublimation is changing my attitude, changing my character, changing my personality. In order to do it, first I should know what is my mistake. That is called introspection. Every day, or not every day, even if I make a coffee, anything I did wrong is fine, or any negativity, any fault, any mistake I have done it, and fix and make an auto suggestion. No, next time when I do it, I will not do that same mistake again, and I will little be more careful as well. So introspection helps us to make the corrective action so that I progress in my life. Sublimation is the result of it, right? Sublimation is a result of introspection. Okay, now 7 rules so far, whatever Maharishi has given it. Number 1, things to evaluate. What I want in my life. Ultimately, 5 things: good health, long life, prosperity, wisdom, and fame, name and fame. And for that, these are the needs, but what are my wants? Let it not conflict with each other. Things to evaluate, things to analyze. What are my circumstances and what are my opportunities? If there is no opportunity now, then let me plan it after a year, after 6 months, something like that. We need to work on that. And things to realize and respect the laws of nature and cause and effect theory, and things to compile and what I should do and I should not do. Morality, duty, charity, not virtue. Morality, duty, charity, and it should not conflict with those 3 principles. And 5th one, things to develop physically. 5 things are required. Actually, you can add a 6th one is the moderation in 5. And intellectually and mentally meditation, intellectually introspection, and moving from faith to understanding to perfection. That is how I can progress with respect to my consciousness or my intellect. Things to develop and things to use: thought, word, deed. If I use any of that wrong, all the 3 wrong, I have a serious problem. So I have to be in a constant awareness. To be in constant awareness, my frequency should be low. And continuous effort is required. Things to clean up: corrective action, monitoring, and corrective action. So these are the 7 things Maharishi has given us to create our blissful life. Being blissful is the second best feelings in this world. Being blissful is the second best feelings in this world. That means there is one more first one. Can anyone think of it? What could be the first one? Being blissful is the second best feelings in this world. Then what could be the first? Peace. Excellent. Anything else? What's the time? 10:15. Okay, we have time. 10 minutes. Anything else? Contentment. Okay, good. Compassionate. Superb. Being loud. Excellent. Excellent thinking. Eternal peace. Very nice. Seeing God in everyone and everything. Wow, that's great. Health. Superb. And without health, without fulfillment, without seeing God in everyone and everything, without being present, without contentment, without being loud, I can't be bliss. So being blissful is the best, second best feelings in this world, right? Self-realization, tranquil state. Super, super, super. I will tell you what is the first one. Making someone blissful and looking at their happiness, looking at their shining face is the first best feeling in this world. That is what Maharishi has done it. Without that, we are nowhere, right? So why I shared this is, first target is, let us create ourselves a blissful life. In that journey of life, let us try our best to make others also blissful, or at least towards the path of blissful. And if I can see them being happy, shining in their face, that is, we all have experienced that, right? So that gives the first most the blissful feelings, right? So that is really greater than being blissful within myself. So with this, I conclude. Thank you so much, and thank you for your participation by giving your comment. Thank you.